YouTube podcast world, you already know what it is. Pays and Plays podcast here. Going to be giving you week 5 for the NFL season. So we're going to get right into it, straight, clear, point, direct. We got the Bears taking on the Commanders in the DMV, Thursday Night Football. Commanders +7 in some books. Some books I saw 6.5. Listen, I'm going Bears to win outright. Yeah, I'm going to have them to win and cover. I feel like Washington is real streaky. Yes, they played impressive against the Eagles as an underdog, but I feel like the Bears, I knew they blew a huge lead. They blew it, but that was part of their defense for the fall. I do think Justin Fields plays like he did last week and actually helped win this game. I just can't trust 7 points with Sam Howell, even 6.5 with Sam Howell. I can't really trust. So, like I will mention, Bears to win outright, but I do love a +7, +6.5 if you're interested in just the spread. Next game, we had a Jacksonville Jaguars travel on to the Bills. This is a London game. This is the second London game for the Jags. We got Bills -5.5. Bills winning the cover. This team is hitting on all cylinders. If you ask me, I say besides Kansas City and the Dolphins, which they just beat, they're definitely like the best team in the AFC ever since that hiccup on Monday Night Football against the Jets. They look complete. There's concerns with Notre Dame's White again. He tore his ACL. There is concerns, but Jacksonville, they look kind of, I guess, a Falcons team that I think they should have dominated. If it wasn't for that pick 6, I think the game would have been a lot more closer than the score indicated. But they're just kind of shaky. And I think even if they go 2-3, they're okay because they're in the AFC South. But give me the Bills because they're hitting on everything on all cylinders, especially offensively. You telling me the Jaguars are going to stop this Bills offense? I don't think so, especially with them secondary issues. So give me the Bills to win and cover the 5.5. Next game, we have the Carolina Panthers traveling to Detroit, take on the Lions. Lions are 8.5. Some books I'm seeing -9-point favorites. Can't believe I'm going to say this. Lions to win and cover. I don't even like no high points with Lions. Like, you know, if it's like 1, 3, I like that number, right? For a Lions favorite. I don't like the -9, and I don't like the -8.5, but I don't like this Panthers team either. This Panthers team offensive line is horrible. And you're playing against a solid tier. I mean, a much improved defensive line. Let's say that, much improved, because they are definitely improved. I have concerns how was Bryce Young going to survive this game. He doesn't have no weapons. He has receivers, but they can't separate. You know, that's an issue for me. The secondary on the side is banged up. You know, you got J.C. Horn out. I mean, there's a lot of questions with this Panthers team. I don't know if it's coaching. I think it's a mixture of both. With the Lions, you do get J-Mo back. We get to see that over the top. If he get that over the top, like I mentioned, the Lions been eating, then we're talking about maybe a dangerous team for the offensive side because he does bring that firepower. I see them running the ball and just grounding and pounding this team. If you like teasers, which, by the way, the teaser last week parlay did hit. The teaser parlay did fucking hit. I like this for a teaser if you want to tease that down. Next game, we have the New York Giants traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Dolphins are -10.5-point favorites. Dolphins to win the cover. What I saw last night with the Giants, if Saquon doesn't play, it's pretty much showing you this team isn't shit without Saquon, bro. I mean, it was a point where the Seahawks didn't even have Geno Smith playing. They had Drew Lock playing, and even Drew Lock was. I mean, bro, it's crazy with this Giants team. I think Daniel Jones is holding them back. I don't know why they paid him all that money. I don't understand it, but Miami's going to bounce back. I told people last week to fade Miami only because I knew that game was set up for Buffalo to win. They're due for an offensive surgence, and it's in South Beach. It's their climate. So I do now, if you like teasers, like I mentioned with the Lions game, I think teasing the Lions and the Dolphins down would be a great play. If you just do a 2-team teaser, I think this might be the right one. Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Ravens are minus 4-point favorites. This sounds crazy enough, but I'll take the Steelers to cover, Ravens to win. For some reason, Lamar doesn't really do well in Pittsburgh as far as division games. I think they can win this game because they got Mitchell Trubisky possibly playing and not Kenny Pickett. So that as far as the quarterback play is already a thing. But the fact that this is a home game for the Steelers and this is a – listen, I had a friend that was talking about how atrocious that certain teams are in the AFC North, but it's the AFC North. It's going to be a nasty division. It's going to be defense and ground and pound. That's just how it's going to be set up. But I do feel like they may win a game-winning field goal to JT. So I do think the Ravens win, but I can see Pittsburgh covering the 4. If it goes up even more, I think Pittsburgh covers regardless. Next game, we have the Houston Texans traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Falcons are minus 1-point favorites. I got the Texans to win and cover. What I saw, what I've been saying the last 2 weeks about the Falcons has been true. It's been true. You need to have Desmond Ridder beat you. If you can have Ridder try to beat you, you're going to win all the time. Bijan Robinson had some moments last week, and it was impressive. But this Houston defense is pretty legit. And, you know, this pass rush is there. The offensive line, I mean, I mentioned it all about the Falcons, right? And I've been beating the bush. I've been beating it every time about why you should fade the Falcons. I know it's C.J. Stroud, and I know it's a rookie. But C.J. Stroud is better than Desmond Ridder, too. You know, now give him the weapons as Ridder, then we're talking elite rookie quarterbacks, of course. But for some reason, Kyle Pitts isn't working out. You know, Drake London has some moments, but, you know, Kyle Pitts to me is your number one option as far as the pass game. Why are you not even trying to throw it to him? You keep throwing to Jonnu Smith. So if you're throwing to Jonnu Smith instead of Kyle Pitts, I'll take that every time. But like I said, you go all in on the run, which Houston has good run defense. They got even good secondary defense as well. You know, Atlanta defense isn't bad as all either. So, you know, maybe the under might be a solid play. Might be a solid play. But I got Houston to win and cover this game because of their defense. Next game, we have New Orleans Saints traveling to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. Patriots are minus 1-point favorites. Patriots to win and cover. I don't trust this Saints team. And I kind of did predict the upset last week, right, when I say the Buccaneers will beat them. It's the fact that Derek Carr is hurt. So he's going to play hurt still. And that's kind of the issue with me because look how he played, right? So I feel like if it's either him or James, if it's Jameis Winston, geez, I'm definitely going the Patriots way. It's just set up with that, you know. Mac Jones to me isn't that bad. I know he left the game kind of beat up, but I mean that was an embarrassing blowout. I think they bounced back right. It's a home game, and I just see the Patriots win this game outright. I don't know how the fuck it's going to get done because I don't know if Judon's going to be playing. I think Christian Gonzalez might not be playing. I don't know how it gets done, but this is probably a nasty game. I like the under in this game probably. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans traveling to Indianapolis, take on the Colts. Colts are minus 1-point favorites. This might change throughout the week, but I got the Titans to win and cover. The Colts, I don't know about JT. JT's supposed to be coming back and practicing Wednesday. We'll see if he plays. We'll see. Because I feel like if he does play with AR, that's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem because I saw a huge improvement from getting blew out against the Rams and them coming all the way back to almost potentially winning that game in overtime. I saw the flashes with AR, and I'm very impressed, but he does need some more weapons out there. Offensive line is still issues. You got a center that's in concussion protocol, and you got starting tackles in concussion protocol. So that is a concern. But their defense is solid. Titans' defense is solid as well. But with the defense with the Titans, I do feel like they were kind of more higher up level. And, you know, with King Henry, man, I think he kind of came back to his senses. D-Hop looked pretty solid. So, as of right now, I'm going to go with the Titans to win and cover that game. Next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to L.A. to take on the Rams. Philly is minus 4.5 in some books. Fuck all of that. I've got the Rams to win and cover this game. Yes, the Rams to win. I think what I saw last week against the Commanders with the Eagles told me what I needed to know. You know, it's really all on Stafford. If Stafford plays, because he's already talking about he has a hip, his hip is hurting. If he plays, I'm definitely picking the Rams on this one. They can run the ball. It's a solid offense. And then you know what Aaron Donald, as far as D-line, bro. I know Philly has a good offensive line, but that is going to be the center of attention. So you can only imagine there's going to be a lot more holes for other players to fill in and do what they got to do. Secondary is kind of iffy, minus Slay. Slay has kind of been playing a little off, too. So I really don't know. I think it's the coordinators that still got to gel in with the Eagles. I'm not saying the Eagles will not be a bad team. They're not going to be a bad team this season. I just think they're not going to go undefeated. So I think they lose this game. This number has been fluctuating. So like it if you like it, because at one point it was at 5.5. Then it dropped down to 3 for like a little bit that I saw. Now it's up to 4.5. So if you like the Rams, I like them. I will probably tease them up. So like I said, this week will probably be a lot of good teasers if you're into teasers. So, but my initial thought would be Rams to win the upset. Next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling at Arizona, take on the Cardinals. Bengals are minus 3-point favorites. I got the Bengals to win the cover. This has to be the game they fucking win, bro. You lose this game against a team that I'm not saying that the Cardinals they're not trying to tank. They're actually trying to be competitive. But you got more talent, better coaching. It's just better everything compared to the Cardinals right now. You have no excuse. I know Burrow's been hurt, and I think that's the reason why he's been playing the way he's been playing. But against the Cardinals, bro, come on, man. Come on, man. You guys have to bounce back and win this game. Like that showing against the Titans, which I know I saw the Titans would win. I didn't expect them. I mean, it's only sometimes 3 points that they're putting up. They put up 3 points in 2 games. Like, if Joe Burrow's that hurt, don't play him. But since I haven't heard a lot of reports about Burrow injury and his status, I'm going to assume he is going to be playing and be healthy. So I'm going to pick the Bengals to win outright. This might be a best bet for real, for real. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the Vikings. We got Chiefs as a minus 5-point favorites. Patty Mahomes, for a lot of people, you fucked up a lot of people money. You didn't mess mine up, but there's a lot of people I know that was on that game, and you could have scored a touchdown, and a lot of people would have been happy. But I got the Chiefs to win and cover this game. This is for one a dome versus a bad defense. Yeah, I think Patty Mahomes is bound to bounce back after having a 1 touchdown, 2 interception game. But I mean, they show they can run the ball too, and you know do it efficiently. So I think they're gonna mix it up a little bit. And with the Vikings, yeah, they got to win against Carolina, but I mean the way they went to the Panthers was bad too. They should have lost that game. Carolina gave them that game pretty much. But I mean, I just think the Chiefs, man, they don't cover these wheel spreads, and that's why I was trying to tell people last week. Do not pick them against the Jets, against the spread, because they just do not show up in certain games like this. They're up 17 zip. At one point, it was 20 zip. And then they only scored 3 points the second half. I do think they do better against a horrible defense, so I'm going to pick Kansas City to win and cover this game. Next game, we have the New York Jets traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. Broncos are minus 2-point favorites. This is another tough one. I'm going to go with the upset, Jets to win and cover. Yes, Zach Wilson. Yes, it is Zach Wilson we're talking about, right? But I do think he played a lot better. I do think he did good. I mean, minus that little muffle with the snap, I think he played as best as he could. You got this defense, and you know it was some bullshit calls too. That's why I think that game cost them. But this defense is legit. What I saw with Denver, as far as defensively, you have to have concerns. You're lucky that they played against the Bears, who don't have a defense, that Russell was able to come back. And I think it was like a pick 6 also they got. But, I mean, I'm going to go with the best defense and think that they're going to have a better game plan with Zach Wilson, because I did see some improvement. It's just shit, bro. I don't really fucking know. I'm not betting this fucking game, bro, because this shit is so confusing. I couldn't even fucking pick a game. But just to win the cover, my first impression, just to win the cover, okay? Next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys traveling to the 49ers. 49ers are 3.5-point favorites. I got the Niners to win the cover this game. I've seen what I've seen with the Niners, and I'm very impressed. Very impressed. I actually think this game goes over because both teams will score too. If you like the over total. I mean, what I saw with the Niners, they took advantage of a bad team and they definitely did what they had to do. But the Cowboys, I think the secondary will show. You know, with you got Debo, you got Ayuk, you got Kittle. I like Parsons, but I don't know who's handling Kittle. Who's handling Debo? Ooh, Gilmore? And if Gilmore does that, then you got Ayuk open. You know, then you got McCaffrey. I mean, they have a lot of weapons, and then they have that defense at home. It's going to be a primetime game, so yeah, it is kind of a little alarming because it is a primetime game, but I think the 49ers handle it in the Bay. So give me the 49ers to win and cover this game. And lastly, I had to check the whole board. Do I got it all? Yes, I do. I got all games. Lastly, Monday Night Football. Green Bay Packers traveling to Vegas to check on the Raiders. Packers -1.5-point favorites in some books. Give me the Packers to win and cover. This might be a best bet for me for my team. This might be the time I pick them. Listen, I know they got blew out against the Lions, and I kind of had a feeling that was coming. But you have to hope Aaron Jones comes back, right? The Raiders, I mean, if you got Aiden O'Connell, which that's what might happen, is Aiden O'Connell starting still, I'm going to take Jordan Love over Aiden O'Connell. Even though they got Devontae Williams, it's just all about the injuries. Is Zaire Alexander going to be playing? Is Watson going to be fully healthy? Because we saw how that turned out. Is Jones going to be playing? We know about Devontae Adams and all them on the Raiders side. I think if Zaire plays, we know Adams will be checked on with Zaire the whole time. They were teammates, bro. You think he don't know what the hell Devontae can do, can't do? But I'm just really worried about this Raiders team. I think they're about to start. I did say it, right? Jimmy G was one injury away from this team being one of the most worst teams in the league. I think it's starting to show. Jordan Love can have a field day against the secondary. Even if it's Dobbs, I feel like Dobbs is definitely his go-to guy. Reed, I think Reed can be the over-the-top guy from what I saw on that one play against the Lions, which I know they shouldn't have got that playoff, but it doesn't really matter if it's at Vegas because, I mean, the simple fact, it's Packer fans will be taking over that crowd anyway. So it doesn't really feel like a home game for the Raiders anyway. But I'm going to take my Packers to win and cover this game. You guys continue, likes the content, subscribe, pass the word around. Of course, you already know Good Friday, we best bets. We do college football and we do NFL, and we'll have another teaser as well. As always, guys, be safe out here. Let's get this money.